Chats. Chats with Sweetie. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Chats. Chats with Sweetie. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-da. Chats with Sweetie.
By the way, I really every single time I hear that, I want to do the like intro like a news show where everybody's like writing and talking about something, but the song is so catchy, I just can't do that.
It's too cheerful, I think. It's too joyful.
It is to just waste it. So everybody, welcome to Chats with Sweetie, the podcast where I tell my wife how I really feel and then just get murdered for it afterwards.
And I tell him how I feel.
It's pretty good. And Sweetie, there's a lot to talk about today. Like, for example, 3 things really, because we have people coming over for a nice dinner. Are you excited about your nice dinner, Sweetie?
What's happening?
What do you mean?
Look up?
What do you mean look up?
Sergio's telling me something.
Oh, Belen should look up or me?
No, the cup.
The cup.
Jesus.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry, everybody.
I couldn't catch it. Sorry.
Everybody who's watching, I'm
It's been
sorry.
a long day. It's almost 6 p.m. here.
Yeah, what's going on? How's your week been, Sweetie? Because there's been like a week since the last podcast. I want to know, how's it going? What's going on with you?
This week was pretty annoying, Sweetie Pie.
Why?
Because I was home every single day because there was more remodeling happening.
Yeah.
And deliveries.
Almost there, though, no? No?
I don't know, Sweetie
Nah,
Pie.
me either.
I don't know.
It feels like the never-ending cycle of remodeling.
We've got a bit because the stairs still need to be done and upstairs.
That's not bad.
And
That's only like, what, another 6 years?
At least. And then we have all like the punch list items that
That's right.
that need to be repunched, basically.
All the punching needs to be repunched.
So
if you guys are getting into construction, call us.
Honestly, don't do it. Like, now I know. Like, they said it would be fun.
Who said that?
No one.
I've never met anyone who says that construction and remodeling is
the
fun.
only way I'll ever do it again is if we're living in another house and like there's no pressure to get out of it and it's like an extra it's a passion project and it's like whatever, it can take as long as it needs because we're situated. That's the only
that
way.
makes more sense.
Yeah.
And also before the podcast I was thinking with Sergio, because I changed my name. I was thinking about changing my name again because I want to be named Rich as my first name. Like Richard, and then my last name would be on paper. I'll be like, hi, I'm Rich on paper. What do you think?
Well, people would probably call you Dick. So
Dick on paper?
there you go.
That's also a nice...
That has a nice ring to it.
That has a nice ring to it, no?
No.
Okay. Other than your frustration, because everybody was asking me yesterday, I made a couple of stories, because Belen was in a horrendous mood.
I really wasn't. What happened was I had been home, like I said, for 4 days straight, which really got me thinking. I don't know how we were ever like in quarantine, like hardcore, like the first like 5 months when we didn't leave the house. Like, I don't know how I did that because being here for 4 days, I was like, I'm pulling my hair out.
But I think you're pulling your hair out because you're dealing with a lot of stuff inside the house and other people and just not finishing stuff. Like if you were just here and we
Relaxing.
were cooking and like dancing and doing the stuff that we were doing before. Yeah, just like that's what we do. Like normal stuff, that'd be a different story.
Yeah.
But I think because there's people here and
And it's so frustrating what's happening because it's not getting finished.
Yeah.
And
it's like the final thing and it's just like those 5 things are like, what the fuck is going on?
And it basically made me, I was even telling Sergio when he got here earlier, like yesterday, I hit a wall. Like I wasn't creative all week. I wasn't like, I felt unmotivated and I felt like down on myself too. And it's just like for 4 days, I was doing the exact same thing. And then also not having 1 minute to myself because when I would try to go in my office, it was like, we have a question. So it was just, I hit a wall. And then I went to HEB and, things looked up.
Things got better? See, I feel the same way with all the stuff that I'm doing online. And now at this point, I'm jumping into putting the next project together, like the next package together. And wow, it's really annoying being on the phone all day. And by the way, I manage all the social media accounts for all of my companies. And I love when people say, just hire someone to do that. If they knew how to fucking do it like I would, they would have millions of followers and they would not be they would be too expensive for me to hire them.
Yeah.
So I got to use that. So I'm all day on my phone, which there's nothing I hate more in this world than being on my phone. I know that a lot of people think that how is that possible? You're an Instagram idiot. Well, I am an idiot and I am on Instagram.
Well,
I don't know what the point was of that. Other
You
than
heard it
saying
here
that.
first.
But but I hear you. It's frustrating when you feel like there's no escaping whatever you're doing. I think that's what really gets to you.
100%.
Because you're like, okay, fine. I already answered those questions. Let me, and then, hey, like you've seen, like I'm done with my day. I'm relaxing. It's like 9 p.m.
And then you get a phone call.
And I get phone calls that last an hour, hour and a half. I'm like, why?
And especially because, like, if it's coming from California, it's only 7 there, and you're like, fuck.
I know.
Don't call me.
It's fucking terrible. But other than that, it's been a pretty good week for me. I went to see my Ferrari friends today.
You had a lot of outings this week. You had a lot of fun outings this week.
Like what?
When you went to meet Rodrigo and Alejandro, and Sergio went.
But I didn't, but hang on. But
That was fun,
I'll be completely honest with you. That was work.
but it was fun.
We were tasting our brand new product, like all of
I'm
our
going
brand new
to
products.
stab you.
We were all drunk.
Exactly.
But is it my fault that I picked the best fucking job to have in the world? Is it my fault, Sergio? Because I don't think so. I think if anyone had a chance at doing anything they wanted, they would pick the funnest shit in the world. And
The
it's
point
my
is
bad
that you had
I-
a great week because you were able to do fun things that just happened to be your job. That.
But you
my
see,
point.
that's my work. I get to unwind a little bit, but at the same time, I also destroyed my knee
God.
while running. There's something, by the way, if there's a doctor watching this, in one of the 3 people
Someone
watching.
please help him.
I went for a run. I'm pretty sure I'm doing this on the downhill. And I'm obsessed. I'm on an app called Strava. In Strava, you can compete against people in your neighborhood that do the
my
same
God.
run, the same bicycle, like
You're
cycling.
probably competing against like middle-aged women, by the way.
They're all guys.
Mm.
All of the people with records, not to be that guy, they're all men.
All right. Well,
Because, I don't know if you've seen the Olympic Games,
oh,
but there's a big gap in power,
listen.
okay?
I
And
don't-
I'm an
I-
Olympic athlete type of guy. I am the Tom Brady of rice making.
That is
okay?
rice.
It's the same thing. And probably the camera's there, so just look at me like this. So there you go, sweetie. We can see your beautiful face. Wait, what was I saying? Oh, that I'm the Tom Brady of rice making and also the Tom Brady of running. And there's a guy that I just
You are
can't
not
pass.
the Tom Brady of running.
There's
you get injured every time that you
I
run.
don't. Well, now, because I don't know what's going on, there's a very steep downhill where we live. Oh. I'm sorry.
Where you live.
Well, I'm just explaining my own point of view. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And there's like a huge, steep downhill. And I run it like as fast as I can. And there, like the side of my knee has been fucking killing me to the point where it's unbearable. But now it went away in a day and a half later, which is nice. But I know, like I didn't run for a month because of it.
Yeah.
I ran once, and I only ran like 2.5 miles, which is nothing. And here we are.
You were really fussy that night.
Well-
you did your clubhouse, and then you like hobbled down the stairs, and I was like,
I was very injured.
I was like,
I don't like being injured.
he was being so fussy. You were like Michael Scott when he burns his foot. I wanted to slip you some some Tylenol or
Well, once
maybe some sleeping pills. I don't know.
maybe once our friends from Texas decide that marijuana is approved by God and they allow us to have it,
It's never gonna.
it's never going to be approved by God.
I don't think so.
I just
sweetie.
feel like at some point,
I don't know. I mean,
There's
it's,
a many reli-
it's
there's-
so strict here.
there are some religions where they don't use the power at some point. And I feel like whenever God came back and told them, hey guys, this whole thing that you guys name power, it's great and all, but you can't use it these days. Why can God come back down and be like, hey guys, this weed thing that you take, it's amazing.
I don't know.
And he just smokes a joint.
But trust me,
Or she,
for
whatever.
my sake, I hope it is because
I need it.
he can be so.
You guys don't understand.
What's
My
the
brain
word?
does not stop. Amazing.
Unbearable?
I know. Sweetie, so the people sent us a few questions. I know this is going to be a short podcast.
It is.
But I want to answer, since you were in a funk this weekend, because that's what I was getting at. You were in a funk yesterday. I made a post on Instagram that threw you off guard, and then
Yeah.
and then you wanted to kill me afterwards, and then you left, giving me the finger. And people seem to love it. People
I
seem
know,
to
people
really
were-
not have enough.
People are Team Belen as usual.
They always are. I
know,
don't
they-
understand what it is. I make a YouTube channel and I bring fucking people on my channel. Everybody's like, that guy's way better than you, Alejandro. But you guys don't go follow them on their own channels. It's always the same thing. Like here,
People love to see you roasted.
they do. It's amazing. So I want to know, babe, how do you get out of a funk?
funk?
That's the one question that our beautiful audience of 5 people sent.
For me personally,
Yeah.
like I getting out to like nature really helps. Like going
Yeah.
for a walk, instantly changes my mood. Music, a good song,
Yeah.
it can literally, even this actually on Monday, I was in a Pilates class and there was a mix up on their end and I actually wasn't in the class. So I drove all the way there and I was like really excited to go to the class and like start my Monday. And like I had just posted like a photo on Instagram and I was like, yeah, it's Monday. Let's like, start the week off right on a positive note. And I walk in, I'm like ready to like put in the work and they're like, you're not in the class. So it's not like it's a gym and I can be like, oh, okay, like I'll hop on the elliptical machine or something. So I got in my car and I was like, ugh. And then I went on Spotify and I just put in like whatever station I put in and I discovered this new song and like instantly. And I was in such a better mood. And I blasted it and I was having a great time. Point being, music can transform your mood, at least for me.
Yeah.
So getting out in nature, putting on a great song, moving my body, like working out, sweating, just some time to myself is like so critical. And for me, like writing down, like almost like a brain dump, or just like putting everything that's like bothering me not sometimes helps.
It always helps.
Because I'm like, oh, okay. So this is what's like really, it's not this actually that I think is bothering me. It's this, you know?
It becomes more clear.
Yeah. And, giving Nunu kisses on her nose always lifts my
always
spirits.
helps.
So, but no, for me, like the four things are getting out in nature, just honestly, like seeing greenery or hearing the birds or being in the sun, or if you live by the beach, like obviously like being by the water is like so like rejuvenating.
Get driven in the backseat of your Rolls Royce Phantom is also really rejuvenating.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. With your pipple. So getting in nature, music, moving my body. And also for me, like that helps is like doing something like nurturing to my body. So like maybe making myself something like a smoothie or something like nutritious. So those things are like my go-tos, but really for like the funk I was in, like music, like even yesterday when I got in my car, I put on that song, which is the Kygo and Tina Turner song, by the way.
Oh, really good.
So those are my things to get out of a funk, and also calling a friend to vent. I called Jackie yesterday.
Nice.
So I was, that helped. So calling a friend, getting in nature, music, and brain dump, like writing, journaling.
Nice.
What about you, sweetie?
Very nice, sweetie. Oh, me? So I have different
Tactics.
tactics, and most of the time I do want to let myself absorb the funk. And let it settle inside, because sometimes you just have to go through the motions. I really truly believe that it's out of your control, and after I accept it and I take it in, that's what she said. I say, number one, I watch some hardcore interracial porn.
Great.
I'm just kidding.
Where's Sergio?
It really puts me in a great mood.
Really lifts my spirit.
Right. After I do that, I used to be the kind of person that also wrote everything, but it's been a long time. I kind of like have a good flow with my stuff. I told you that I'm the Jay-Z of mental power. I don't have to write it on a notepad anymore.
Oh my God. It's really interesting how you always put yourself, throw yourself in there with these with
the greatest.
With the greatest,
Because
yeah.
one day people will be telling the story of Rich on Paper, which is my new name.
Listen, the only thing you have in common with Jay-Z is that you both are Sagittarius.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think there's a lot more. Anyways, we'll talk about it. So I don't do that anymore. I don't write stuff anymore. I let the emotion really run through. And I mean, the music is the easiest. Walking around is the easiest. But then I just go back to the same main principle that kind of rules my life, which is my life is pretty fucking awesome. And that,
of course.
And then I go, maybe I should just stop like being a downer on myself and ruining like however long I have in this place. You know what I mean? That's mostly the thought that takes me out of everything.
Of
and
course.
sometimes
being
it's really,
grateful for like everything that you have. Absolutely.
not just grateful, appreciative, because it's a great opportunity to be here, right? That's the way I see it. And if you truly grasp that and understand it, it really helps with anything. And there's none wrong with letting the emotion go through your body and through your feelings, however that goes through, to be honest with you, 'cause who the fuck knows. But it's good to acknowledge that once you did it, once you felt it, you don't want to feel like that. And you just want to, remain grateful for the opportunity of being here. And that gets rid of it. Because then you can enjoy music even more. I mean, pretty much everything that you're saying, but to levels that are quite extraordinary of enjoyness. That's the way I deal with it. I don't call anybody.
Well, you also
I'm
have
a lone
one
wolf.
friend.
Have you guys? Yeah. Have you guys ever seen what's the movie Blades of Glory with Will Ferrell
Yeah.
and that where he's ice skating and
We
whatnot?
should watch that. That's a phenomenal movie.
Where he's skating, he's like I'm the lone wolf, and he's got the wolf tattoo right
that
here.
your next tattoo?
Maybe that's gonna be my next tattoo.
I don't think they're gonna do it.
I'm the lone. So I don't call anybody. I just do it on my own. And every now and then there's things that I can control, which is like when there's something that is pushing you down because it's inevitable. There's some stuff that you encounter at work, at life. I also let him just get absorbed, and even if it takes a few more days or whatever it is, I know how to get it out of my system.
Yeah.
So I try to do that as much as possible, but also accept that it's fine not feeling well. Because that's the key.
100%.
I think so many people just feel a little bit bad and they immediately go into this is the end of the world. I shouldn't feel like this. That's not true. You're supposed
I
to
agree.
feel so that you can enjoy the whole spectrum of things, right? If you're not really sad, you cannot enjoy when you're really happy. So unless you really let your emotions go through the roller coaster, the ups and downs, you're really going to get in a space where you're just floating. I don't know how to describe it. Like people that don't have any struggles, people that have never dealt with anything in their life, just go on a line like this.
It's cruise
and
control.
Then it's a line like this, and then when something stupid bad happens to them, like there's no money in the car for valet parking, and they just lose their shit. You know, people that overreact to shit. Kind of like that's what happens when you don't have like those ups and downs, which to me, it's fine to let them. And I tell you every now and then, like, I'm so sad, I want to cry right now. I have no idea why, blah, blah, blah. You cry, and then it's like, okay.
I mean, I cry
Move on.
daily.
Yeah, well, that's different, sweetie.
I haven't cried actually this week, but I agree. I think I'll probably cry tonight.
Why?
I think probably not tonight. We'll see what happens. But I agree. I think it's like when I'm in my feelings, like I'm in my feelings, like, and I will tell you, and I'll be like, just let me be, like, and I'll put on my sad music, and I just I honor the fact that I'm feeling a certain way, and it's okay. And the thing is, everything is like a transition, and it's different seasons too for us.
Yeah.
And you might have a season where you're so happy and like full of joy, and then you have seasons where you're just feeling darker and sadder. And that doesn't mean that you're not like grateful for what you have and all those things, but you have to also be okay with those seasons and like honor them.
Yeah, and let it be.
And not fight it.
No, because you got to let it be what it is. Like, you're going to go through some bad because if everything looks like it's getting really dark and really fucked up, the only thing that can happen after that is good.
100%.
So
and it's all part of the process.
Yeah, and if you don't let that go, if you don't let that happen, if you don't understand that that's just a part of the cycle and accept that, I'm just going through this, because you get in a roller coaster, it goes up and down. You see a chart, it goes up and down. Nothing just goes up, nothing just goes down, nothing goes up straight. It's an up and down. So if you're not allowing for yourself to be, then you're fucking yourself over if you don't understand that. But also, I want to make a little point there to what you're saying. I never push my emotions when it's like sadness or anything, and I try to get deeper into it. I never do that. If it's a negative emotion, I try to understand it, I acknowledge it, I let it be, and then become appreciative. But I never go and push deeper into that, because it's really, you're digging that hole deeper and deeper and deeper, and it takes longer and more self-awareness and gratefulness to be able to get out of it.
Yeah.
If you will. So I'd say maybe don't jump all the way in and swim in the shit. Just understand that you're in the shit, and that's that. But that's just me. So, sweetie, I have a question for you. This is a really hard one for you.
Is it really hard?
How do you handle being apart from me? Like, how can you
It's so
live?
easy. It's
How can you live when I'm not around you?
sweetie, I look forward to it.
You By the way, every single time I'm about to travel or there's like plans to go anywhere, she immediately goes, "When are you leaving
Yeah.
again? Like, how soon? Do you want me to take you to the airport like now?"
First of all, I know when he's leaving because I book everything for him, but I just like to just poke him a little bit. So I think it's important that we start this with the fact that for 2 years straight, we were never a day apart when we first started dating. Remember?
Yeah.
Like we didn't spend any time away from each other. And then you had to go to Mexico for like 2 months. And it was like crazy because we went from like literally 2 years together nonstop. Shh.
Sorry, the dog's
Sorry,
crying.
Fiona's crying. And then you just started traveling so much. Like it was just how it was. And then I would say right after the wedding, that's when you were like really gone.
Yeah.
Because you were like in Dubai all the time.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm so important. Hi, I'm rich on paper.
Exactly. Exactly. But I think now after being together for 5,000 years, it now like makes us really appreciate each other. Like by the way, like now it's like 3 days max, 4 days max. Unfortunately, that we're apart. So last year when quarantine hit, it was so weird because you weren't home. Like 2018, you guys were not home.
No, 2019.
2018 and 2019, really.
Yeah.
And then when COVID hit, it was so weird because you were home. I mean,
I was home and obese.
it's this 1 year anniversary.
Of being obese.
Stop. So also to really like be specific, Alejandro's been the one who's always traveled in our relationship. I never have gone really anywhere. Like I think the longest I was gone for was like maybe 4 days max, if that. And so it was
Yeah,
always.
where the fuck did you go?
I'm trying to think.
What are you thinking?
You know what? It
Don't
was,
fucking bullshit
It was
me.
3 days. It
Oh,
was 3 days.
Three. Where?
With? 3 short enough days. So now, you know, I to be honest, I got so used to him being gone. Like in 2018 and 2019, I was just like, okay, like he was gone when the fires happened.
And also, yeah, every single time I leave, some crazy shit goes on.
Yeah.
And the further away I am, the worse the shit that happens.
Like when we had to evacuate almost 3 years ago, this November.
Before, 2 years ago,
It was
no?
it's gonna be 3 years this November.
From the Senna burning down, because it was that year, babe. It was right before.
So yeah, we were going into 2019.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I
didn't go
remember
anywhere.
we had to get evacuated, and you were in Mexico,
Yeah, I was in Mexico.
and it was just
Building a legacy, I'm sorry.
and also like not to be a downer, but like when one of our dogs got very sick, she got a seizure. You were in Dubai.
Yeah.
So it like there's been really like terrible moments where he's been gone.
Yeah.
But he flew right back after our dog got sick, and even with the fires, you just couldn't get on a flight. It was like such a disaster all around.
Well, for when that happened with the fires, I thought the house caught on fire and all of my cars were gone. By the way, remember? Because it was so crazy and we didn't know what happened to the house. We were like, for one night, we thought all of Hidden Hills had burned down.
I just remember, first of all, I'd never evacuated, and I remember.
Poor Tata.
Oh my God. It was like, and it was Bella, the turtles, Tata. Like, it was such a disaster. And I was in the city, like, not randomly, but like I was in the city.
What were you doing
I
in
was
the
at
city?
Annie's event. And I remember calling April, and she was like, you know, go check into the Malibu Beach Inn. Like, have a staycation. And I was like, you know what? You're right. And then Jessica was like, no, you need to go to the city. Like, no one's understanding this magnitude. And then we were literally in a hotel for 13 nights.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy.
It was fucking insane.
But,
And poor Corey had to put Tata in a cage and she
oh my
beat the
God.
shit out of him.
They had Corey and Anna had Bella, the turtles, and Tata, because I had Fiona. Anyways, so I got very used to him being gone. Like, I just kind of like adapted to it. So, and I'm sure you're going to agree with this when you tell your part. I run the household, so I know how to function without like Alejandro. You know, like he knows everything's taken care of. He knows I'm okay. He knows I'm safe. He knows like I can handle all of the things while he's away.
Yeah.
So it's much different when I'm away because he doesn't know where anything is in the house. Like literally he'd be like, when Bella was still around, he'd be like, so like how many scoops of food? And I'm like, first of all, she's your dog. And she's 12 years old. And how do you not know what to feed her?
Well, you take care of the dogs.
I take care of everything in our lives in the house. So him being gone is much easier on me because I can multitask and do everything. So how is it for you when I'm gone? Aside from glorious, obviously.
I mean, it's just phenomenal.
I know. That's why you FaceTime me and call me every 5 seconds that I'm gone.
That's right.
And I have to Postmates for him while I'm in a different state.
Well, here's the problem.
Or country.
Here's the problem. For a long time, people were giving away my address, which was really nice. Thanks, Gordon. Fuck you, piece of shit. People were giving away my address. So for a long time, we had to take care of like not giving our second home the third home address because they gave it away the first and the second. Mm-hmm. And we had to change the Postmate stuff to Belen. And she would have to get the door because sometimes the delivery guys were like, oh my God, it's you. And then the address goes out. But
it actually wasn't, it wasn't in my name either.
No, we had to put a different name too so that because people know your name too.
Okay.
So for a long time, I set up like a lot of things that Belen could do for me. And whenever she's gone, I can't do them because I don't have a Postmates account anymore or any of the, well, now it's different.
Yeah.
But back then it was really a fucking pain in the ass.
Well, you're also codependent on me for a lot of things. It's okay. It's just how it is. Because you know I'm better at it and you know I'm going to do it.
Yeah, no question about it. No one's denying it. But as far as being away from each other, I don't think it's hard. We talk every single day. We're texting all fucking day.
Yeah.
It makes it easier. Like always good communication. Whenever you get home, fucking call me whenever you get to the hotel. Call me whenever you do this.
And I think it's also
always checking in, always making sure you're fine, always making sure I'm fine, etc. So
yeah, like when I'm gone, I'm like, have you eaten? Like I make sure like you're still like okay.
A functional human being. Because I also don't give a shit. I don't eat. There's a lot of things that I don't do for myself. I don't understand why. Well, because I'm an idiot. Most. That is just the reality of this. But I mean, I personally don't like being away from the house. And you, and Fiona, and Tata.
I'm glad I was second to the house.
Well, it's all a one package deal. And I don't like being away from the house because I feel very comfortable at home. I love what I do. I love all the opportunities that I've had. I've loved the people that I've met and the places that I've been to and the experiences that I've lived. But I like to be at home more than anything. You saw when I retired for like 6 months, I was just at home.
I know.
And she wanted to kill me.
Traveling.
So you guys see who has the problem in here. It's not your boy. It's this woman. So I gotta fucking mold according to whatever she wants and feels.
Oh God, no! It's because you have always had work to travel, and like I just said, it's always been you.
When we met, and I had to go to Cannes with Will Smith and his crew. I just do it big, guys. I don't fuck around.
Anyways, now for me when I travel, it's like I'm not responsible for 3 days, and it's like glorious.
The only thing you're not responsible for in those 3 days is doing everything for me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not that
LA
much.
can't come soon enough when I go in a week and a half.
You're not fucking going anywhere.
My phone's going to be on Do Not Disturb the entire time.
No, it's not. And then we talked, by the way, we already talked about the rental car, didn't we?
We did last week.
We did.
Or
phenomenal.
whenever it was.
Fucking phenomenal. Like, she got a BMW M8 bullshit, whatever, and here's your boy renting a fucking Nissan Versa, if that's even a Nissan. Like...
Haters gonna hate, you know?
Haters ain't gonna hate, Belen. You do this is sabotage. Sabotage. That's what it's called.
Well...
Tomato.
I do want to end this about being apart is I do think it gets much easier the longer you're together because like I said, we've been together so long, like it does get easier. And like for us, like you really appreciate your partner like too. Cause you're like, wow, like I didn't realize this, and this. I mean,
I bet you have a lot of things to say in your list. Like I realized, so nothing, huh? I don't do anything for you. Got it. Okay. All right. On to the next fucking thing. And last but not least, people want to know, babe. They want to get some advice from you because you clearly got the best. But how do you find your sweetie? How do you get so lucky?
I don't know.
Let's start with that.
I don't know, sweetie. I don't know. How do you find your sweetie? God, I mean, we've been out of the game for 13 years.
So who the fuck is asking these questions? Are you guys for real?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's like now there's so many apps and distractions and things. I feel like if you can find
But I feel like those are for horny people, no?
I mean,
Like people that just want to throw some dick around or the vag around and see what they can catch with.
I don't know. I just the
No?
noises. I don't know.
I'd say this: you gotta the problem that most people face when they're looking for somebody else is that they keep falling on the same trap.
Like they keep dating the same person.
They keep dating the same person in a different body, and they pretty much look kind of the same. We've been in places where the guy, like a friend of ours, will go like, "This is my new girl," and you're
Yeah.
like, "She looks identical to
Yeah.
the last 20 of them." And then you meet the girl and her past boyfriends, and you're like, "Holy shit!" They all look
right.
like the guy. Like it's a copy paste of
Yeah.
it, and it's so much that people truly are so superficial. And this
Yeah.
is not a bad thing. They think they're getting someone with a vibe and like a personable guy, and
I like
you
that
know,
you're-
like they get into it. They're like, "Oh man, like some girl that dates like the same type of guy." And I remember she's friends with Belen, and I was like, "Have you?"
These are all my friends.
Well, this one specifically, I was like, "You like the same guy?" And she's like, "No, I don't." And then I showed her a picture of my friend, remember? And I'm like, "Do you think that guy's hot?" And he's like, "He's super fucking hot." I'm like, "Exactly. He's a copy paste of every single fucking guy that you date." And the problem there is, for some reason, this cycle, this vicious cycle that these people are finding each other in or finding themselves in, is a superficial cycle that has nothing to do with how they are and how they feel for real inside.
Yeah.
Because they never get a chance to explore who the fuck they are. And this is mostly the in my opinion, this is mostly the people that care about what others think. Like it's a good sign for you to know, like if you're dating the same person, you're like, "Why am I always dating assholes?" Because you truly care about what others think, and somehow that got into your brain and doesn't let you go out there and look for something else. There's a very shallow part inside of you hiding.
I think it's
that's
also
blocking
insecurity
you.
too. It's insecurity that you
You can
have.
translate it however you
Yeah.
want. You can translate this, what I'm saying, to whatever you want. It's a problem in different ways. It doesn't have one name because it involves many things.
Yeah.
And that one thing starts with this. You do not know who you are. You're not aware at fucking all of who you are, what you like, what's important to you, and how you can be authentic. And these people are meeting each other without knowing who they are. So they put on an incredible show. They put on their mask. They go out to party. They meet each other. They have a great fucking time. And then you meet like you know your friend, and then they bring the girl or they bring the guy, and you're like, this is a copy paste of the last one. Why? They're just going to the same party and grabbing the same fucking mask from the other guy.
My sweetie didn't have a mask when I met him.
But that's the problem. So this, and I'll get to that in a second. It's true. No. But why is this a laughing matter? I'm trying to be serious. The thing here is, because these people are going on a shallow hunt for what they think it's love, the reality is it's not. They're not being authentic to each other and say, like, I just want to get fucked by a hot guy or I want to fuck a hot girl. Period. I don't care about her. And then they try to extend that into like, maybe we should date. And then they start to meet the real them. And because these people are so shallow, the real them just goes into the, I don't like you, and get the fuck out of here. And it never works out. To me, and this is the problem why, this is why women fucking hate me. Absolutely hate me. What you see is sadly what you get. Like,
I'm just being me.
I'm just me. And by the way, a lot of people will say, well, that's a good thing, Alejandro. No, it's not when you want to meet girls. But you'll meet the right one really fast.
I think I was drunk that day, maybe.
Shut the fuck up. And you meet the right one because you know who you are. You know what you care about. You know what you're going in for rather than, oh, there's going to be a hot fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going in like, oh, I like this girl. I want to know her more. I want to know more about her because I feel like she compliments me in a great way, not in a superficial way, but in a personal way.
Yeah.
And most people are not looking for that. Most people are just
Yeah.
on this base.
Well,
And you
especially
would-
now.
And you would think that people learn. Well, now the access to fucking has gone in like through the roof.
Yeah.
Like all of my friends are on 30 apps, and they're like, "Yeah, I have a Bumble profile. I have a
What a nightmare. It sounds
Tinder profile.
exhausting.
What's the new one? That old I don't know. There's like so many of these apps, and now in some of them the girls can initiate, and in the other one the guy.
What is
but
it
it's the
called?
same fucking people, fucking the same type of
Yeah.
people over and over and over again. And to me, it gets exhausting. I meet people now. I don't know why they come with their problems, and they tell me, I don't understand why I keep dating the same guy and the same asshole. What's wrong with me? I'm like, everything. Why the fuck can you just human up and understand that you're flawed? Understand how beautiful that is. Understand what your problems are, what the best things and best qualities about you are, and how you can compliment another person. But instead, you're going to look for someone that will take care of your needs.
Yeah.
Rather than you going out there and take care of others. That is normally the sign of this mistake. If you're going out there to find someone who compliments you, you're an idiot. If you're going out there to find someone who you can compliment and add value to their life, you're on the right path. Sadly, if you're watching and this is feeling a little close to home, most likely you're in that mistake. And then don't worry about it. Don't worry, because we've seen it with all of our friends.
You'll just stay the same
You'll
person again.
forget after this is done, after this podcast is over, you'll be like, that was interesting. Well, let me swipe right. Yep, this girl seems like the right one. And you'll go fuck her again. Like, no problem. And you'll go back to the same. I don't understand why, but humans in general, and we learned that, like, specifically working with so many people, tend not to learn anything. No one's paying attention to what the fuck they're doing in this life.
Well,
it is the weirdest fucking
And
thing.
you always, it's like how your brain's wired. You just like, it's like the tendencies. You just go back to it too, without being aware of it.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm agreeing with you.
Because you're not paying attention
Correct.
at all. There's no growth. There's no like self
It's the repetition.
nurturing. You're just going through the same cycle, the same race. And not 1 second and I said this in Sad's video, not for 1 second you stop running and go like, why am I running? Why am I heading in that direction and not in this one? And you just keep fucking up and fucking up and fucking up. So how do you find your sweetie? The best way to find your sweetie is to find who the fuck you are, understand that, and understand how that you can add value to whoever you're looking for. Now, there's nothing wrong with the fucking and the sucking and all the stuff that you guys are doing in these modern days. Congratulations. But at some point, it's going to stop because you don't want to be the old 60-year-old that's hitting on 20-year-old girls because it doesn't matter what you think. It's not that fun. I see it all the time. It's not that fun.
I also think to add to that is, aside from what you said, which is 100% accurate, is date someone who you wouldn't date. Like Jackie's a perfect example. She kept dating the same guy and the same guy and the same guy. And then she finally was like, you know what? I'm going to put myself out there and I'm going to go out with somebody I don't think I would ever go out with. And now she's engaged to that person. And it's like, so be open-minded, be like open to change and open to like to something different because first of all, no one's perfect and no one's going to meet the criteria that you want. And at the end of the day, like you just want, like you said, like you need to know who you are, but you also just want somebody who you're going to like grow with and like wants the best of you.
But this is why what I'm saying is the key rather than what you're saying is absolutely right. But you can only make that change when you realize this is not for me. I'm not that person. Unless you catch yourself falling into the mistake of the superficiality that comes along with this, the emptiness that comes along with this. Unless you catch yourself, like that move that she made was a brilliant move because she was like, this is not me. This is not who I am. Maybe I should try something new. There are people that we know that go and try something new and then instantly regret it because they don't look like the other person. Because and then you haven't learned anything and evolved that problem because there's some wonderful people around these fucking idiots that they're all dating the same person. every now and then they bring the right person, but they just can't be themselves.
Yeah.
They're not happy. They can't be themselves, and that's the biggest block that I'm seeing
For sure.
with all these
and
guys.
also, like, you also, like, on another side of it, like, never force it either. Like, you know what
But
I mean?
it-
Because
it
I
is
know a
what
lot
it
of
is.
people who have also been in relationships and they're forcing it. It's like, that's not the solution
No.
either, because that person's, you know, great on paper or whatever it is. It's like, you can't also force that.
Rich on paper, babe.
No, that's not.
No?
No.
But I think that's the key.
Well-
Being authentic,
100%.
learning from your mistakes.
And being open-minded.
You'll become open-minded if you're authentic
Yeah.
and you truly understand that you should be there for that person, because a relationship is not about you and how you can become better. It's about how you can make the other person better so that you both can be better.
Should people start tagging us when they find their sweetie?
Please don't. Please don't. I have no interest. I see all my friends fucking up already. I don't need to see more people do it. That's
No, when they find their true, authentic sweetie.
well, that'll come in a few years then. I'll take the tag in biometric Facebook, which is the new version that's coming out later.
Oh.
I don't know anything about it. Anyways, is there anything you'd like to add, sweetie, to Chats with Sweetie?
I'm ready for my Aperol spritz.
I'm ready to get fucked up and eat all the cheese in the world and then have a huge stomach ache for tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I probably want to go to the Ferrari event, but now I'm scared. I'm scared, sweetie.
Sweetie.
Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching Chats with Sweetie. Remember, we're on every single platform if you want to see our ugly faces. Well, mine, not Belen's.
Excuse me.
If you want to see my ugly face and my beautiful wife's face, then make sure to go on YouTube, make sure to go on Facebook, make sure to go on Instagram and look at us. If you just want to listen to my smooth, silky voice, make sure you go on Spotify, Google Cast, iTunes,
I don't know.
any of the platforms. That's right, sweetie. Well done. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you, Sergio. That was Chats with Sweetie, motherfuckers.